Hi there, this is Tyler, and I'm here with a group from the Gauntlet, which if you watch much of what I run, I play with the Gauntlet a lot. There's a good reason. They're freaking awesome. And you too, if you like games, you can find the Gauntlet. We're all over the place. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Find us at gauntlet-rpg.com. You will not regret finding the Gauntlet. So much going on, so many games, so many wonderful things, and some of the best, most wonderful people you ever meet. We're going to be playing WWW. That's Worldwide Wrestling. Oh, love this game. By Nathan Paletta, who lovely guy. And we're going to be using the On the Road supplement by Adam Ultraberg. It's added a whole new dimension to the game that we're playing, and I think we've been really kind of enjoying that added bit because it's about that time outside of the ring for the wrestlers, which can be a little darker. It's a difficult life, and it's given us the chance to play with that some, and I think that's been really fun and rewarding. Now, we are in the third session of a 4-session set, and all of our wrestlers we have with us tonight have returned, so we're not going to have to do any sort of setting up or heat mapping or any of that. We're going to be able to hop right on into action. I'm going to say before we start, though, we have the Gauntlet inclusivity policy in effect, which basically says we're here to support each other, take care of each other. We're providing a friendly space where we are, having the most fun possible. And that also means we're generous and we're kind. And, we're a table where we're friends. Also have on the table the X card, because there are things in wrestling that can be problematic. Wrestling has a history of doing some things that, homophobia, misogyny. There's some things in wrestling. We also have, because of the On the Road situation, we have some emotional things that can come into play. We have drugs that can come into play. We had a wasted last week that, woo, boy, were they wasted. And so we have the X card on the table, which for those of you who don't know, is really there to say, this is getting a little personal. This is kind of bothering me. This is something I'd rather us move away from. This is something I want to stop because it's destroying my fun. And if you have that, you can put up an X. You put something in chat, you can say, hey, Tyler, I think I want to X that. If you put something in chat, I will admit I'm usually staring at your lovely faces, so you may want to give me some sort of little sign. There's no questions asked. We will pull back, we'll reframe, and we'll move forward. And I encourage everyone to, if anything comes up that's, causing you issues, hit me with that. That is, I use it. I encourage everyone to use it because, again, the important thing is to have a safe, comfortable experience. And, that's what we're here to do. So please feel free to use that if at any time you have a desire to do so. Now, we're going to have our wrestlers introduce themselves, and then I'm going to discuss a little of what we're doing tonight. So I'm going to start over here on my left. Barrett, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, I'm Ferret. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Proctor Sparks, who uses she, her pronouns. The hardcore, the woman who knows that science can be violence. The woman who brings the fire. Sometimes a bit too literally. But you have to sometimes just watch the ring be ablaze.
Awesome. Oh, love Proctor. All right. Carolyn, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
There are certain staple people you think of when you think of the greats in wrestling history. You've got the great faces like Hulk Hogan during his Hulkamania days, and you have, as one of the greatest heels of all time, the $1 Million Man. I'm not playing the $1 Million Man. I'm playing the cut-off version of him, Mr. Monet. Oh, yes. So my name's Gerwin. I'm playing him, her. Oh, sorry, him, her. Jesus Christ, what am I on about? I'm playing he, him pronouns. And so I've got that all wrong. Just ignore me.
Thank you, Gerwin. Oh, Mr. Monet, fantastic character. And I'm loving Mr. Monet outside of the ring as well. An amazing, amazing amount of emotion we're getting out of him. Greg, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your character?
Hi, I'm Greg, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Willard Big Texas Hodge, also using he, him pronouns. I'm playing the athlete. Willard has a bit of a history from his rodeo days. And the gimmick is sort of that there's a different excuse for him leaving the rodeo every single time. Yeah, and hopefully we're going to hit his big set piece, the King of the Hill, but the centerpiece is a mechanical bull. So it's going to be fun.
Woohoo! All right, Big Texas. We're going to be in Big Texas. In fact, we're going to be playing tonight in the great state. Ryan, why don't you introduce us to your character, please?
I'm Ryan, he, him, and I am playing Dan, essentially. But Danger Dan, currently in the ring. No intro music, because I am merely a jobber. Also he, him. I have nothing terribly remarkable about me, because I'm just a jobber, except that this is a lot of fun. I like the people I work with, but my dream is to be an accountant. So I'm not a lifetimer like some of the rest of y'all.
Danger Dan, the accountant man, and whoo, what a stable of wrestlers we have. Now, we're going to be starting right in the middle of the action. We're going to be starting when a few of the matches have already gone on, and we're about to hit the big grand finale, the main event of our night, which is, in fact, King of the Ring, but it's called the Rodeo Wrangle. It's a big Texas signature match. Now, folks at home, you might be going, holy crap, are y'all planning to have one match go for the whole session? No, we're not. We're planning to have the end of this one, and then we're going to go into some personal things. We're probably going to be going to a convention, which I'll talk a little bit about our convention when we get to that, because some people may or may not know exactly what wrestling conventions are like. But for the beginning, we're going to start in the middle of the event. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each person, well, let me remind some folks real quick. Our GM, the guy who's in charge of our promotion, is Behemoth. He is a longtime wrestler. He's part of the Bleakwood family, tangentially, from the old Gauntlet League, and he kind of maneuvered that to be able to get himself as GM of this road show. May not be the greatest mind in the whole of the game, but decent enough guy working his butt off to try and make this production successful. We also have our ring announcer, Randy Teller, who's known to be a little bit of a drunk. We have Sippy Cups, our interviewer. We haven't seen much of Sippy, but maybe we'll see her a little tonight as we do some interviews. And we have a lineup of good many different wrestlers. We have Miguel Moranis, who is our champion, cultural hero, actually amazing wrestler, probably going to go to the main roster eventually here. We have Sex Bomb Sellers, who last week we saw her and Proctor have a fairly pleasant moment, and then that turned into maybe a little less of a pleasant moment. We have Tommy Blaze. We have Cecil Lutz, who's known as Tiny, Tiny is our kind of giant for the promotion, and last week was sent out to control our wasted and actually lost his temper on our wasted and sent him to the hospital. And finally, we have Amor, who is a lady wrestler of probably the Athlete Playbook would be the closest for. Lovely, lovely young lady who is not a great talker. But last week, she and Big Texas did a little canoodling of their own. Their little private session of wrestling, as it were. And finally, our rep is Murray. We don't know if that's his first name or his last. And so with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the table and have everyone tell us one of the matches that went on before. Just keep us a quick little thing of one of the matches we've seen before we got to the big main event. Proctor, or really, I guess it's sort of out of a character. So, Barry, tell us what we've seen already on the show.
I think we saw Maya and Pat do a match. Of course, Pat won because she's not going to lose to anyone who doesn't have that much stage presence. And I think there are enough of Pat's fans that it really paid off.
Excellent. Gerwin, What do you think we saw already on the show?
I don't think it was a match so much. I think it was actually a talking segment. In fact, it was Mr. Monet's talk show, Monet Talks, where he demanded that the GM come out to the ring, and then spent 5 minutes demanding that he fire the ref for his muck-up last week.
Oh, yes, Mr. Monet having lost a surprise match there. And people loving it. They're booing away at Mr. Monet. Greg, tell us what else we've seen so far in the show.
I think we saw a little bit actually of Kid A from the sort of Kid A's epilogue actually was a promotion, and we see him in the hospital bed, and perhaps at the end of it we see Proctor Sparks like behind a curtain, putting on gloves and becoming the doctor to take care of Kid A and bring him back from certain death.
Ooh, I like that. And I think we left Kid A kind of maniacally laughing in the hospital with his ruined face. Maybe we're getting a little bit of the Joker vibe, the probably a Jared Leto version. And Ryan, what else have we seen in the show here heading into the main event?
There's nothing I can do that can top, oh no, we have Jared Leto Joker, because that is awful and I hate it. I think there was sort of a reprise of the Alabama barbecue angle with Danger Dan going, but what is this? This is beef. Where is your pig? And the fans have been booing him. Big Texas, of course, appreciates a fine brisket and has been talking up that this is the best biscuit and beer he's had on this godforsaken travel. They went through Alabama. They served him a pig.
Oh, love it. And we are in Texas. We're in Beaumont, right near the East Coast of Texas. This is a pretty big show for the road show. This is going to be a big money event for them. Now, we've got a convention going on in Houston, and it is a very large convention. So a lot of promotions have sent people and road shows around so they can kind of cash in on all of these folks. And there's about 1,500 people who are here in the Beaumont Civic Arena. And so it's a big show. And so far, it's been going really well. The people are responding. Behemoth is back in the back smiling. Normally, he's been just like sweating away and looking wild-eyed. This one's going so well. And he's just figuring, wow, they're going to be happy back at the main office. So, I mean, what could go wrong? We're going to take a minute here and let folks kind of get a chance to do a promo. I think that we haven't done a full promo set before. So we're going to let go around the table and give everyone a chance to either promo or work an audience, do something here before we go into this main event. But I'm going to run over real quick what the King of the Hill event is so you can kind of know what to work with on these promos. It's going to have multiple wrestlers in it. And what we'll have is a raised platform in the middle. And for ours in particular, we have a bucking mechanical bull. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Big Texas. You've got to stay not only on the platform, but on the bull, right, to win the rodeo wrangle.
Yep, you got to be the last one on the bull. And also added to the ring are lassos that have been rope tied up as lassos. And then because we're in Texas, there probably are the line dancers on the outside doing the line dancing.
Oh, a little boot scooting boogie going on right around the ring. All right. Perfect. Now, that's going to have that element then of to stay on a bull, on a top of a platform. Probably going to have to work over these other wrestlers, else they're going to grab you and yank you right off. What we do is any wrestler who's thrown over the top of the rope is eliminated. At the end of the timer, which I'll kind of be keeping that up, and I'll tell us as we go along as our timer's working down. Whoever stands on the platform and sits on the bull is going to be the winner. I'll set my little timer. I'll keep up with that. It ticks down based on wrestler moves. When the timer hits 0, whoever's currently king of the hill or the rodeo champ, they win. You'll gain an audience right off the bat for the win. Creative can book the winner and reveal any early things for it, or play the match straight. I'm going to play the match straight, meaning that anyone has the potential to win this. Now, you get a little thing here. If you're going to, if you can look in our keeper there, you'll see on our sheets where the King of the Hill match is. It's worldwide, more stipulations. And it has the if you're King of the Hill move, and it has if you're challenging for the hill move. And you get these opportunities there. Start, using those moves. That's going to be pretty much all the wrestling moves we'll be using. In a lot of cases, we have other moves outside of the wrestling moves, but for the most part, you'll be using this. If we do have something that fits more into a straight wrestling move, I may call that, like, we're not challenging if there's something going on outside the ring, something like that. But for the most part, we'll be using those. So have them up probably will help. So I'm going to go around. We're going to get some promos, and we're going to have the 4 of you, as well as Tiny and Sex Bomb Sellers, who are expected to be in it. And they've also announced there's going to be a special secret mystery entrance. So we shall see who that is. All right. Ryan, would you like to give us a promo or a work the audience or something for Danger Dan? Keep in mind, we've got our web presence there, so someone will be filming you to go on the interwebs, as Behemoth says, for Gauntlet League. There's also a local television station who's there filming some highlights. So hit something big, might make the news.
Oh no, I feel like this is one of the only times Dan has been given the chance to cut a promo, because no one cares what he has to say. So the usual, I come from, North Maine and everything. I'm used to a solid working thing. I feel like I can relate to the people here, except that their barbecue is terrible. I have been longing for pork since I entered this state, and I cannot wait to be out of it. If riding a mechanical bull is what it takes to get back to somewhere with a semblance of real food, then I am gonna do it, and Big Texas self can't hold me back.
All right, so that was you up there, just you yelling at the crowd in front of the camera?
Yeah, like yelling right into the people holding up a iPhone or something.
Oh, and they're booing. I'm getting the feeling you're heel tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm going heel. There's no way I can be the face when we're in Big Texas's home state.
That's probably true. All right, why don't we roll Cut a Promo? That's with your look.
My look that I don't have, because I am a super generic heel. I mean, super generic jobber. Yeah, that's rad. I get a 5.
Ooh. This thing is really hitting. These folks are pissed. They've even, there's some fans of Gauntlet League who made special. They've driven in from all over the state. There's some from out of state, but more importantly, there's some who come from Alabama. And when you start talking, the Texas crew, they're booing and throwing things. But there's a couple of guys from Alabama who start, danger, danger. And a fight breaks out. And you're caught right in the middle as they're going back and forth. And out of the corner of the eye, you sort of see it coming. But a fist just pounds into the side of your head as one of these Texans takes a shot at you. I'm going to start you with an injury.
Awesome.
As you're knocked down, security comes down. They start pulling people apart. A couple of folks get thrown out, but they have to kind of pull you back to the back, and you gotta. I mean, your jaw is hurting. Give Greg a second to get back. So, Gerwin, why don't you? Would you like to cut us a promo or work the audience or something?
Oh, yes, indeed. Given that we're in a slightly larger venue, do we actually have the option of having a pre-recorded piece?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So, I actually no. I think I'm going to do it live to the crowd. Thinking about it. So, Monet comes up on stage. He's there with his little mister, actually sprinkling the air so he doesn't smell all the stairs and all the ew. Oh, how can you put up with that smell? Honestly. Oh, hello, people of Beaumont. My driver brought me here tonight. He took me through a little place called Goat Island. Looking around the audience, I can see why it was called that. Now, I would like to thank you all to come to the opening of my new venue. You see, tonight, I've just completed the purchase of this property. That's right. Those are my chairs you're sitting on. That is my air you're breathing. In fact, he'll point up. The little handheld lights that they've got will twist round, and there's a little bit that pulls down, and it's a homemade sign actually saying Mr. Monet's over the venue name. So, here are the new rules. This is my place, so therefore I set the rules. You will only cheer for me. Anyone who doesn't, the door is over there. Oh, I forgot, you're Texans. You don't like rules, do you? You don't seem to understand rules. Well, that goes to show. After all, Bluebell didn't like rules either, and you saw what happened with the listeria outbreak there a few months ago.
Oh, hell. That's fantastic. They are booing up a storm. So let's go ahead and have you, Ferret reminded me, you should probably roll your over move so we can get you set for the beginning of this match. You, of course, will be starting with 2 momentum, and everybody would have your starting momentum. Why don't you roll your over, and then we'll let you roll your promo.
Oh, sorry, was that to Greg or to me?
I think you're... I have 2, don't I, that are up there. Is it you and Greg, or is it just Greg?
I thought we were saying that
No,
Greg...
Sorry,
I thought we were saying that Greg actually got to do the overmove, or am I remembering that wrong?
Yeah, it'll be both of you, but it's Ferret and you.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I misunderstood that from last week then. Okay, yeah. So, oh, too many windows. Oh, where have I put the... Then can someone roll for the party link? I seem to have lost it.
It's at the top of the chat.
I see. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Every time. There we go. Every time someone posts in the chat, it keeps on dropping back off my screen. Okay, so here we go. So this is my overmove, and that would be a 5.
Ooh, wow.
Actually, over goes.
No, it can't be a 5.
Over goes off luck, doesn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will. That goes 6. I don't get any momentum until after my overmove, so that's a 6.
You do start with your audience momentum, though.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Not with over. You get
It
it.
should. Let's see. It says if you have 4 audience at the top of the show, gain 2 momentum and roll the look move. So it should be. I think that's in order.
Okay, so I will spend 1 to actually get that up to 7 then.
Alrighty. Would you like to get that momentum back and gain a heat with somebody?
What are the options?
It's either that or you can demand to be granted any match you want, which can happen for us for next week. If you want to do that, I'll jot it down and say we've set you up for a match for next week.
I gain the momentum back, I think.
Okay, and you get a heat with someone of your choice.
I think I'll gain a heat with Big Tex.
All right, and in effect, you're calling them out to explain themselves. So, how is that reflected in this promo you cut? You want to add a little something to it to call them out?
Well, I've already gone about Bluebell's poor hygiene standards and the fact that Texans don't like to obey rules, and I will prove that. Big Tex, last week, when I needed you, I paid you to be by my side. Where were you? Why is it Texans always show up late to the party?
Oh, nice. playing a little, because Tex, you got a good shot of being on the face side this time. You have some fans here, so let's get that. Yeah,
exactly why I'm doing it. He's the hometown boy, so.
And why don't we see that promo roll from you there, Garrett?
Okay.
And that's with your look.
Yes, and that's a 10.
Ooh, fantastic! You gain another momentum, and you get to pick one off the list. Again, we have match booking. Couldn't be for next week. Add a stipulation to a relevant match, which could be interesting. Gain another momentum, or gain a heat with Big Tex.
Given that I now own the stadium, my personal security is going to be at ringside during the match. In fact, we're turning it into a lumberjack match with the money men on the outside. So,
amongst the line dancers, we now have also the Money Man. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you very much. The crowd is booing away at that. Ferret, you get a chance to do your overmove, and then we'll go into your promo, interview, whatever you'd like to be doing there.
So I got an 8 on the overmove. And I will gain 1 momentum. And I was going to call out Mr. Monet in my promo.
Ooh. All right, so let's go into that promo.
Yeah, I think the cameras are panning around, and they get to the outside of the barbecue pit, and there is like this full steer that has been like gutted and everything on the rack. They're applying glaze and sauces and everything, and Proctor Sparks is there, and hides this thing that just says secret recipe and scribbles under it. And it's like, oh, hello, you caught me at a great time. And she'll explain like the history behind this place, the history of Texas, how like this barbecue recipe has not changed since the Alamo people. This is the kind of hard work that Mr. Monet doesn't understand. You can't buy hard work. This is America, where we make our own destiny. We make our own fate. And if we plug away, we can do anything. And at the very end, she gets served like a plate of the brisket. And she'll take a big mouthful, like, "You're going down, Monet." Oh, God, it is good.
Love it. Oh, roll up that promo.
And that is an 8.
All righty. So you're going to get to pick one off that list.
I'll just gain another momentum, since the move I took for my last advance allows me to spend momentum for other wrestlers too.
Excellent. Oh, that's a good one. And you picked up a heat with Mr. Monet. And you got another momentum from your overmove, I believe.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So, Greg, it's hometown. You might have even you may have even performed on the wrestling circuit here in this arena at some point. So what we got to see? It's going to be a promo. You got some package you want to put up on the screen? You talking? Interview with Sippy? What you want?
There's we've just finished the match before the rodeo wrangle, and all of the lights go out, and then these stars are projected up from the ringside up onto the roof, and from one of the VOMs a light shines, and Big Texas is walking out all backlit to "The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas." And actually, sorry, I'm flanked by like two bull riders who are riding like calm bulls, not crazy bulls. As I walk in, and I've got a big Texas flag draped over me, and the whole thing has been set up for the rodeo wrangle. So I'm definitely going for sort of a work the audience cheap heat thing here.
Wonderful. I'll go ahead and give you that cheap heat. Do you also want to do a promo here, or do you have anything else you want to do there?
Yeah, I'll grab the mic.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna, I grab the mic. And I go, my favorite place in this whole wide United States is the great nation of Texas.
Yeah.
There has been an affront. There has been an affront tonight. And I am not speaking about Mr. Monet and his apparent ownership of this venue. No. I'm speaking to Danger Dan. Danger Dan, who has caused the greatest affront any Texan can bear. He has insulted our barbecue. He has desired a pig to be roasted on a spit with vinegar and mustard. What? No. Every red-blooded Texan here knows the best barbecue comes from Texas, and it is a brisket. And I showed that in Alabama, and I plan to show that here tonight. So I'm aiming at Danger Dan, because that's my only 4 heat I could possibly gain here.
All right. Well then, let's roll that promo.
Oh no.
How'd you do?
Well, I have to roll plus look for a promo, which I'm not good at. That's a 2.
Oh.
And there's no saving that with momentum.
No, I'm afraid there's not. All right. First of all, I want to ask you, is there something where you have ambiguous heel face? I don't think you do.
No, I am still a heel.
Do you wish to turn face to go into this match or to go into this arena?
I think so. I think that makes sense for being in Texas. I will take babyface.
All right. You're up there and they are buying it. They are all behind you. When one of those bulls gets a bit wild and it's behind you, and you know you can tell, you can sense it. The guy riding him has kind of slid off, and you can see he's trying to get a hold of his nose, and it just bucks and catches him and flings him back towards the audience. And he also, this bull starts stomping around, and I'm going to give you an option here. You can stop this bull yourself. It's probably going to get a lick in on you. I mean, it's probably going to hurt you. Or you can run from this bull and hop into the ring where you'll be safe. That's probably going to lose you an audience.
Yeah, Big Texas is not going to see this as a problem. This is an opportunity to show off his bull riding capabilities before the match. So I will literally grab this bull by the horns and jump on the back of it and try and calm it down.
All right. You had particularly gotten bulls that weren't going to be going crazy. They're not strapped. And you wear it down as it's bucking. But when you grabbed a hold of it, it had wrenched your wrist pretty good. Your left wrist, but it's stinging. It's hurting. Take an injury, I think, there.
Do I roll an injury move?
Your injury move should be on your.
Yeah. Okay.
What does it say? And I believe, heck, we have a few folks with injuries, don't we? Now we have Danger Dan. Have you? Does anyone else still have an injury out there? I thought so. Yes, Proctor. So everyone be aware of your injury moves.
Okay. My option would be to end the match in a no contest, but there's no way I'm doing that. But if I don't do that, I gain momentum at the end of the match. So cool.
That's nice. All righty. Keep in mind, at the end, when we go into the outside of the event stuff, your momentum is still very helpful there. So it's going to still be useful. All right. Big Texas, I think that it sounds like you've actually come to the ring. So I think you're going to start off this match, the rodeo wrangle. So you're going to have to Iron Man it. You're going to have to go all the way to the end to win this thing if you're going to win it. And that's when the ring announcer, Sippy, comes in and she's like, "Ladies and gentlemen." She looks
Excuse
back.
me. Who told you could do that in my ring? We have a much more qualified announcer here. You, get out of the ring. Out of the ring.
She will head out of the ring. You can see she's giving the offended and sort of, and she leaves.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the most wonderful, the most perfect, the most qualified, the most beautiful woman in the world, my daughter, Princess. And Princess will walk out. I will hand her the microphone and retire backstage.
She puts on the best, far better than me, sort of Valley Girl, voice that you can have. I mean, the full Paris Hilton sort of voice she's worked up for Princess, as she comes in, and she'll throw a little abuse around too, of the to the sweating masses out there. You hardly deserve it, but you're going to see a great match that is going to be won as it should be by my daddy. And she says, but before he graces you with his presence, starting in the ring, Big Texas. And coming to the ring, Danger Dan. Really? Oh, my God. And as she says that, Danger Dan, what's it look like as you come down towards the ring?
First off, I'm touched that I actually get entrance music, like twice on the road. I never get entrance music. Fuck, they probably just double down and they use Sweet Home Alabama again, because some of the crowd likes me. Why not put some mileage on there? And I'm gonna strut through the crowd, trying to make sure that nobody takes another swing at me, and just kind of slide in under the bottom rope, because I want to be out of punching range as quickly as I can.
All right. We've got the bull up there, and I think it's probably already on, but it's going real slow. It's got because they don't want anybody to hit it and get killed. So it's not moving real fast up there on the top. And as you come in, they're booing while they're cheering for Big Tex, and you're getting Texas, Texas. And there's no doubt, Big Texas, you're in control of this match. What do we see?
So Big Texas is actually wearing his cowboy hat in the ring, which is a rarity. And I have grabbed the bull and I sort of motioned to the person ringside who's controlling the speed of the bull, and it starts to actually like really buck. And I think at this point, whatever signage there is around the place, we've got actual pictures of me from my rodeo days riding rodeo bulls. and I'm just sort of waving my finger as I'm going around at Danger Dan.
Fantastic. You work in the audience?
Yeah, I could be working the audience. I'm trying to pump them up a little bit, get them on
So
my
rather
side.
than going into a wrestling move, you're going to work the audience. So why don't we roll that? That's rolled with audience.
I actually have a little bit of. Let's see. Oh, man. 6. I'm going to spend a momentum to make that a 7. I have a lot of momentum to spend, but I'm going to do it.
I will spend the momentum to spend that to 7 by us. As soon as that happens, a very impressive piece of your past is put on the screen.
Ooh, okay. So Proctor spent that for you because if I remember correctly, I think, Proctor, you have like a whole momentum battery, don't you there? You got plenty.
I think it's a shot of me like actually all the way up off the bull, but my hands are still on the reins. So I'm like inverted in a headstand above the bull in the air. It's a very good shot. And so with work the audience,
you can gain a momentum, or you can keep control of the match.
I will gain the momentum. I need the momentum.
All right. Well, Danger Dan, you see, Big Texas, he's paying way more attention to that bull and the audience than he is to you. Time to take advantage, Danger Dan. What you doing?
I mean, the match hasn't officially started yet, but it would be a real heel move for me to try to attack a guy who's busy hanging out on a bull. So, yeah, I am going to... Oh man, I'm trying to run wrestling moves through rodeo moves and my brain is exploding. I guess it's not against the rules to just go for a punch. I'm going to try to, like, just kind of sock him while he is on this bull and also waving to the crowd because he's not going to see it coming. And I'm a jerk today.
All right, big sucker punch to Big Tex. So does that sound like it's... You think that that's going to be like work? You're not trying to really hurt him? Or do you think it's more of a look thing? You're going to do a sneak up and pop in? What you think?
I think it's more work because there's a lot of chance to get actually hurt on this bull, and I really don't want to actually hurt him.
All right, roll it up.
Fortunately, I'm made of work. That's an 11.
Okay. And again, this is normally we're going to be in these King of the Ring or King of the Hill moves. This sounds like a wrestling to start us off with. What'd you get?
I got an 11.
Ooh, fantastic. So you're going to retain control. You get a chance to gain either 2 momentum or 1 heat.
I think I'm going to take heat because I do not have a ton of heat with Big Texas.
Okay. And they've rung the bell, so match has started. At the moment, I think that caused Big Texas to actually fall off the bull. So no one's on the hill at the moment. And you've got control, Danger Dan. Crowd's booing. What you doing?
Well, I mean, obviously, the greatest insult I could do is to immediately go for the bull, because I can ride a bull better than my rodeo hero, please don't hate me, Big Texas. And I'm going to try to seize the hill.
All right, you're challenged for the hill. All right. So, you're going to be rolling. I guess it's like a wrestling move. You're choosing the thing that's appropriate in this. It doesn't have a set thing. So you think this is going with your look or your reel or what you think?
I think it's my reel because I am a legit rodeo fan and I have totally ridden a mechanical bull because I thought it was cool.
Love it. All right. Roll with reel.
That's an 8. I wasn't very good at it.
That's pretty darn good. You mixed it up good. I ticked down the timer by 1, giving us our first tick, and you get to pick one. Someone else sabotages your valiant climb up the hill, gain 1 heat for them, and give them control of the match. Or um, you need to work with someone, choose another wrestler to become king of the hill, but retain control of the match. We haven't had anybody else out yet, and we're about to start having people come out because we're supposed to have a packed ring, but we had you sort of pop this early one. So we're going to have folks, I'm going to have folks coming in rather than like a wrangle or the regal wrangle. I'm going to have people pop it in one after the other so we get a ring full.
So, can I have someone sabotage my valiant climb up the hill because Professor Sparks enters the match? Because it would make sense for the other face to ruin my attempt to win.
Absolutely. So, Proctor, what's it look like as your entrance into the ring?
I think that this was like there was no entrance music this time. I was planted in the audience, and I was like leading this chant of boos, boo, boo, with Danger Dan getting up there, and I think with the help of Monet, I paid some of them off like to lift me up, and I jump off their hands into the ring, land with that Y formation, and drop kick Danger Dan as he's going for the bull.
Fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. Sound like work, you think? Or what do you think?
That's definitely work. This is very technical.
And are you, I guess you're challenging then, aren't you?
Yes, I am. That is a 5. I will boost that up to a 7.
All righty. I'm going to tick that timer. Got 2 on it now. And someone else sabotages your valiant attempt and gain a heat with them. That's a heat you just gained with Proctor, by the way, Danger Dan. And or you can you need to work with someone, choose another wrestler to become king of the hill, but retain control of the match.
I think Big Texas sabotages me.
Okay.
So you've drop kicked Danger Dan off of the mechanical bull, which it's too bad that wasn't Mythic Moment because that should totally be in the highlight reel for this whole promotion. And you're going for it, and I like motion again to the mechanical bull guy, and it actually starts bucking really hard.
Ooh.
And I grab you by the ankles and I pull you away from it.
Excellent. And you pick up a heat with Big Texas there, and Big Texas, you've got control, but we're going to have coming out from the back, running down towards the ring, it's Tommy Blaze. And up on the screen, we got the fire shooting, and we've got the strains of a knockoff version of Pitbull's Fireball playing. And Tommy Blaze comes running in. Baseball slides up underneath the thing, and he's running over towards you, Big Texas. You got control of the match. What you doing?
I'm not that worried about Tommy Blaze because or at least Big Texas isn't. He's a 2-bit wrestler. He's all about flame and not actually wrestling. So I'm gonna scramble for that bull. I want to be on top. I know I can handle the crazy bucking, and I think I'm like actually it has like the faux horns on the front, and I'm like grabbing it by that and using some of my actual strength to slow it down so I can jump on top.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sounds like you're rolling with power then. And it's a challenge for the hill.
All right, here we go. Oh, nice. That is a 12 with my power.
Woo! I think that's a mythic moment. We haven't had a challenge for the hill before. So actually, I don't think Challenge for the Hill could have a mythic moment. Now that I think they have them for particular ones. So unfortunately, but it's still a highlight worthy a move there. What's it look like as you grab hold of this bull?
I think you actually, like, on the replay, you actually see a little hydraulic fluid shooting out the back of the bowl from the strain that I'm putting on it, and I jump on top. I'm going to take the you become king of the hill as my one option. So that I
Excellent.
am on top and stay in there.
You hop on up as down at the ringside, Randy goes, I don't think I've ever seen a mechanical bull take a piss before, as he drinks out of his thermos, which by now he's starting to get a little blurry-eyed. As you hop up on top, you are now king of the hill. As from the back, Mr. Monet, what's it look like as you enter the ring?
So I walk down flanked by my Monet men, and unlike the top hat and tie that he normally has, he has a little bootlace on, and he has a white Texas hat and a boss hog. He'll walk down to the ring, stop, loosen the bootlace, take it off, hand it to one of his money men, take off the hat, hand it to one of the money men, take off his coat, and he's making a real big thing of taking a long time to get into the ring.
And there's booze, and of course we got Princess down there. And coming to the ring, it's my daddy! Yay, daddy, get him! And of course they're all booing.
And the money men will take a position around the ring, and I'll slip into the commentary seat.
Ooh. Randy looks at you, Mr. Monet. Aren't you going to be getting into the ring?
This is my ring. I'll get in when I want to. And
Oh.
I'm working the audience.
Excellent. Roll to work the audience.
Oh, too many bloody. Here we go. That is a. That's 11.
Oh, fantastic. So, with working the audience,
I'll take the 2 momentum. And,
all right.
I'll pass over control to. I think we'll give it back to Dan.
All right. Danger Dan. You see there's Big Texas on the bull. Proctor's in the ring. Tommy Blaze probably ran over towards Texas and probably got a pop as Texas was getting on there, and he's down. But it's your control. What you doing?
Oh no. If I make another run for the hill, clearly Proctor Sparks is gonna stop me again. So what I need to do is, Dan struggles back to his feet, having been kicked off a bull, something that only happens to people once in their lifetime, we hope. And while Proctor Sparks is distracted by being pulled away by Big Texas or something, there's a lot of bull stuff going on. Danger Dan's been a little bit out of it. I am going to... I'll just, grab it, suplex or something. I'm going to go for really standard, cool-looking moves.
Awesome. I'm going to say this is a regular wrestling move, but it is going to tick our clock.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you're not challenging, you're not on the hill. So, wrestling move on Proctor.
I'm removing the competition.
Think it's work or power or what you think?
I think it's work because, again, we're right next to a mechanical bull that's going pretty fast, and I really don't want this to go wrong.
Okay.
That is an 11.
Woo! All right. So you retain control, and you get a choice of either 2 momentum or a heat.
I'll take another heat because I'm looking like I'm going to hit +4 with a bunch of people.
All right. That suplex it rings, and down at the announce table, Randy looks over at you, Mr. Monet. That one was picture perfect, don't you think? You are muted, my dear heart.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who are we talking about now? Oh, Princess. Yes, absolutely perfect in every single way.
You still got control, Danger Dan. But from the back, we hear, "Woo, sexy!" And come walking down is Sex Bomb, and she's strutting as the kind of da 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 music is going on, and she's not running to the ring, but she's making her way down. Yes,
Can I interrupt with a heel move?
you certainly can.
I'm going to use my heel move to actually take out Sex Bomb.
Ooh.
But what happens is security come over, throw a coat over her, and not with my daughter present. Get out of here, harlot.
Oh, that's perfect. And the fans, they love Sex. I said, and she's like, what? As they hustle her off, and she's kind of fighting at them. Two of them have closed in around her, and they hustle her out. Oh, the fans are pissed. That's wonderful. Danger Dan, what you doing?
Danger Dan looked over as Sex Bomb started to enter and goes, "Oh no, a serious threat." But she's neutralized. Ha ha ha. I'm going to attempt to take out Big Texas again. Probably because it looked so cool the first time, I'm going to go for a kick, but not a drop kick. It's going kind of fast. I'm worried about that. I'm just going to try to super kick him off because I don't want us both to crash into this ball.
Nice. All right. That sounds like you're challenging for the hill.
I super am.
All right. Sound like work? Super kick?
Yeah. Everything I do is work, but I did not ace this one. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my momentum to keep... Oh, wait, no. What happens on a botch?
Well, on a botch on the wrestling move, it's you get countered. You give a momentum to your opponent, and they immediately take control.
I was worried a botch would mean someone gets horribly hurt. I'm just gonna sit with that 4, because I like the idea that I fail, and Big Texas looks cool. That's what I'm
All right. So you lose 1 momentum. Big Texas, you're picking up the momentum, and you've got control, Big Tex.
So I think at this point, I see Danger Dan going for this super kick, and I'm like, what? And I grab his legs and push him down, and I'm riding it, and I go, Mr. Monet, anytime you want to jump into the ring and give this old bull a try, I think the fine people of Texas would like to see that.
Ooh. So you think you're working the audience, calling him out there, or is this just a moment before we go into a sequence or something?
Well, that could be a face move.
Could be a face move.
Oh, right. That is a face move, isn't it?
Certainly can be.
Would that would be gaining heat with you?
That's right, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll gain some heat with Mr. Monet, calling you out.
All right, so you've called him out. You've used your face move, so you gain the heat. You're going to be, because you're using the face move, you're going to be losing control. Your choice, though, who to hand it to.
Well, at this point, do I keep the "You Are King of the Hill"?
You're still up on the bull, so you still got the hill, but you'll be giving up control.
Right, but there's a move for if you are King of the Hill. Or do I not roll that because I decided?
You won't be rolling that because you're using the face move.
Okay, gotcha.
That'll replace the move you're using a face move.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'll give control over to Mr. Monet.
Oh, you're giving it to Monet. All right.
Yeah, I mean, get in here.
Okay, I'll stand up. One moment. I will take out my roll of money bucks, and I'll walk over to the person controlling the mechanical bull, throw a few of the notes down, put the clip back, and take the controller and turn it up to max.
Ooh,
I'd like to use luck as part of my gimmick to actually challenge for the hill.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 10.
Woo! All right. So, you are going to retain control, and you get a pick here. You can either get 2 momentum, 1 heat, with the King of the Hill, which would be Big Texas, or you can become king of the hill, which we will have to describe how you get over there and get over the bull.
I think we turned the bull up to maximum, so it starts bucking, it starts bucking, it throws him, and at that point I set it down to 0, slide under, and basically jump on as quickly as I can. So the bull is not moving at all at the moment.
And you're kind of like sprayed on there, really hanging on to it.
I look absolutely terrified.
All right. And I'm going to consider that a tick. So we're going to take that clock up to 5. All right. You still got control.
Okay.
Want to hang on to it, or you want to let it go?
I want to hang on to it, but the question is, who comes to try and take me off?
That's a good question. Who's up there, Proctor? Proctor, you thinking this is your moment, or?
I have a different moment in mind, actually. So
Okay.
I think Johnny Blaze. I think Proctor is like hyping Johnny Blaze up, and like she's been like helping him up from when Big Texas knocked him down. They've been leaning on each other. They see Mr. Money just glomming onto this bull, and like she'll like pull out this like fake patch of chemicals, which is probably actually just pain relief, slap it on Johnny Blaze his arm, and like have him Hulk out and send him running towards Monet.
Oh, I love it. So Blaze, he'll and he's run over there, and he's starting to try and do just the at you to take it. So you are king of the hill. You'll be rolling with that then. It sounds like, Gerwin. And what are you doing? How's it look as he comes in?
He starts beating. Monet starts to fight him off. He catches him round the. What's he wearing, out of curiosity?
He wears a T-shirt with flames on it, and he's got the Speedo trunks.
Okay. So T-shirt in this case, I'm guessing, is actually the Texas Cowboys T-shirt that's been painted over.
Sure.
So it's got the Texas star there. I will pull the T-shirt up over his head and then just start wailing into him.
Ooh, nice.
Dirty heel stuff.
So, think you're doing it with, does it seem look because you're doing it all dirty, or is it power or work?
I think it's work, unfortunately, as much as I would love it to be one of my better stats.
Roll that work.
Okay, so that would be a 5.
Spending any momentum?
No, I'm going to let him take control of the actual bull, and I'm going to scamper out of the ring.
Ooh, I think that as you're wailing on him, he's going to get kind of up underneath your under your armpit and actually just like lift and do just kind of a toss over suplex of you off of it to kind of dump you off. As he climbs up onto the bull, I tick down the timer and I give one momentum, blah, blah, blah. You pick one. I'm sorry. You pick one. Either give a momentum, which in this case just will be lost.
I'll lose the momentum.
Right. All right. Losing a momentum. Tommy Blaze is now up on the bull. And this is when our final competitor, our surprise guest, appears. As we hear up on the screen, we begin to see the Matrix drop. Electricity. Laser pointer starts moving across down towards the ring. Dun, 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 dun. Follow me. As stepping from the back, Cyber Destroyer begins striding down to the ring. This is one of the old veteran Gauntlet League wrestlers. Very much a Terminator ripoff. He's got his little red eye going as he stomps down to the ring very deliberately. And I think I'm going to hand over control to you, Proctor.
Yeah, as Tommy Blaze, I believe. He's up on like the bull. He's like showing off, and he has that chemical patch on him. I come up behind him it's actually a Texas Instruments calculator, but she's just like pressing buttons and then like finally, this loud beep goes off and Tommy's form just falls off the bull and she just reaches up, gets on side saddle and smiles and waves at the crowd.
It sounds like you're challenging for the hill. Let's see how that goes.
I think I'm challenging with a look.
I think so too.
Ooh, that is a 5. I will spend 2 momentum.
All right. We tick down the timer. That takes us to 7. And you get to pick one. You got someone else sabotages you, gain a heat with them, and give them control, or you need to work with someone, choose another wrestler to become king of the hill, but retain control.
I think I need to. I think like I needed to work with Big Tex, and I want him, like I do in character and out of character, want him to win. So I think like he comes up behind me like after all this is done, like takes the calculator from me, like throws it out of the ring, like picks me up, ladylike, and just sets me down next to Danger Dan.
Oh, I love it. It's Big Texas. You're given the hill as Proctor is set back, but that means you still got control there. No, you used help. I'm sorry, that used help. So yeah, you retain control of the match, Proctor.
Yeah, and as the Cyber Destroyer, you said?
Cyber Destroyer, and again, very Terminator ripoff type. Big guy, kind of going to flab.
But yeah, as soon as he gets in the match, like I get behind him, pull out this panel, start like typing in code on the back, and like put on my goggles, pull out this like it's probably like would just put off little sparks, just like a soldering iron at best, like make some sparks go on. Like, you have fallen into my trap, Big Texas. You never knew what science was really for. And now you will pay the price as my Terminator comes for you.
As you say that, Cyber Destroyer goes, not the Terminator word, not the Terminator word. And by the way, hats off to Rich Rogers, whose Cyber Destroyer is his own character. But Cyber Destroyer does this of the control taking hold. Sounds like you're going after him with it.
I'm working the audience.
Oh, cool.
Let's hope this works a lot better than the last one.
Roll with audience.
Oh, that's a 10. Thank God.
All right.
See, I will take the 2 momentum.
Excellent.
And
that will hand over control. Who are you giving it to?
I think I'm showboating a lot. We need to see what Danger Dan is doing.
Danger Dan, you've had a few moments here to collect yourself. What is the Danger Man doing?
There's so many possibilities. I think Danger Dan is still looking a little stunned as he's deciding what he's going for. And did the bull speed back up, or is it still stopped?
I think
Mr. Monet.
It's still stopped, yeah.
Still stopped, yes.
Awesome. I see Big Texas yelling at the speed of it.
I'm on top of a dead bull. Why isn't it going?
I am going to attempt to just kind of, like, with almost very heel-like casualness, try to clothesline Big Texas off this bull and just sit on it. Yeah, like it's a stool or something, because it's not even moving. I don't need to try.
All right, you're challenging.
Yeah.
Sounds like, is that power? Are you doing a big old lariat off to get Texas?
I am using one of those lassos, too, to rub it in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is perfect, because this is the result I wanted. I get a total of 4, and I am choosing the botch result that I get thrown out of the ring and gain a heat with the King of the Hill. I am handing over control to Big Texas. I want to hear how he awesomely removes me.
All right, Big Texas. How does it look? How do you get Danger Dan out of the ring?
So you do lasso me, and it goes around my arms, and I'm like stuck, and I like look at you. I'm like, what? and I grab the hold of the rope and I like pull you closer to me, which you're not expecting. And at that moment, I like gesture with my one free hand to the guy who's in control of it, and he actually starts it going, and the momentum throws you, and you sell it really well as a good jobber and fall out of the ring.
Oh,
Curse you, Big Texas. I totally
But
didn't
Big
expect any of
Texas
this.
I'm not able to use my hands anymore because the lasso is still stuck to me, and I'm riding the bull all lassoed up. Oh,
oh, I love it. All right. Gain of heat and current king of the hill gains control. That's you, Big Texas.
I'm gonna try and hold on to it because I know I can see that the time is getting shorter.
It is.
So I'm like struggling at the ropes because I really do need my hands back. And like when I created this, I never thought that like I would be the one who gets lassoed on top of the bull. This is inconvenient. So I'm struggling against the ropes and holding onto the horns as best as I can.
All right. So, what you think this is? Maybe real? Are you using your old rodeo talents, or?
Yeah, I think real is good, and I'm even at real. Okay, so here we
All
go.
right. Roll it up for
Oh
you
no,
are
that's
king
a
of the hill.
4. I only have 2 momentum. Oh no! All right, this is great. This is absolutely perfect.
Can I take a commentator and put him over? Or I guess Mr. Monet could. If
Well,
you'd still want to rule the commentary table.
I'm still in the ring. I'm in the ring at the moment. I came.
Oh, you
in,
are? Right,
Yes.
okay.
Well, I'm at rings. I'm at
Yeah.
ringside.
Yeah, you want to
So-
run over to the table there, Danger Dan?
Oh, I don't think Danger Dan is. I think one of the regular commentators has snuck back in because Mr. Monet has left the microphone unattended. And it's like, so, and Big Texas, without even the use of his hands, is managing to stay on this bull. Can he do it? Let's all cheer for Big Texas. Big Texas, Big Texas.
Texas. That takes you up to a 7-9 result, Big Texas. So you maintain. I tick down the timer, taking us to 9. And you get a choice. You can keep control of the hill, but you give a challenger control of the match, or you're dumped off the hill. Choose who dethrones you and give them control of the match and gain a heat with them.
Let's see. So Mr. Monet is. You're still in the ring?
I've gone under the rope rather than over the top, so
Okay.
I'm still competitive. If that makes sense. I'm doing this classic heel thing of actually cheating.
And Proctor Sparks is out of the ring with Cyber Destroyer.
Now, I think Proctor's in the ring with Cyber
In the
Destroyer.
ring, yeah.
Okay, well then you're the most obvious threat. So I will maintain control, but I give over to you and your latest robot toy.
And at this point, I'm going to use a heel move.
Ooh.
I'm going to slip in. I'm going to slip into the ring. I'm ripping the head off the bull, and then I'm smacking Big Tex off the top.
Oh.
I am cheating to win, but I am not winning. Tex is going down. I'm going after him, and as the clock counts down, Princess slips into the ring and jumps onto the bull.
Okay. So, spend your momentum for the heel move. Yeah.
I'd like to spend 1 momentum rather than 2 for using my foreigner move.
Okay. Yep, you get to use that. Pap! Big Tex still kind of trussed up. Bang! Off the back of the bull. You're down there. As Princess is getting up there, there is this narrow moment when if anybody hasn't interrupted an ability play this, but this is a win at our moment here for Princess.
Ooh, do I want Princess to win? I think since Big Tex is a face now, I will have to interrupt this.
Okay. You're gonna have to find probably something in a face move to get rid of the win, or go with something like break kayfabe. It's set to win at the moment, so it'll take something else on that par to stop it.
I think I'm going to use my face move to leave a princess just stricken, frozen, and I will remind her about. I think like she's getting in, like I get in front of her with the cyber destroyer and remind her what happens to pretty little girls in movies from the 80s.
Oh, okay. So kind of the threat with cyber destroyer. So that's face move. Tick your momentum down. As Princess is up there, kind of steps back. So we're getting the Daddy, Daddy, looking over towards you, who are pounding picks with the bullhead. Proctor, you get the opportunity here to hand control, because you're handing control after using the face move. Who are you giving it to?
Come on, Big Tex, bring this home.
All right. I will say this is the last tick.
Yep.
So either someone gets on this thing or it's over.
All right. Well, I will challenge for the hill, and I'm doing that. Well, Mr. Monet's on top, banging me with the head. I will reach out and like, you forgot something, Mr. Monet. You forgot. Better than money is Texas barbecue, and I have bought your Monet men. And you see the Monet men have like barbecue sauce on their mouth, and they're pulling you off of me as I make my way up to the top of the thing. No, I think that's rolling plus look, which I am terrible at, but that'll only make this interesting.
So I'm going to tell you kind of what. Yes, sir. Okay.
I would actually say that's rolling plus heat in this instance, because obviously we've set this up.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. Yes. So rolling with heat.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, if you fail, Cyber Destroyer is going to break the Proctor controls and get on the bull and win this match. So
I hope that doesn't happen. Love you, Rich. Hope that doesn't happen. Here we go. All right. That is a 13. Right. Well, let me double check my heat. Oh, yes, Mr. Monet, we have a lot of heat.
You describe it out because you have gained control. Well, you get to pick one. I'm taking it. You're getting to be King of the Hill.
I am taking the King of the Hill. So, the Monet men with their barbecue sauce faces are pulling Mr. Monet off. Mr. Monet, what? No, I bought you fair and square.
And at that point, I think they actually hand me a bit of the barbecue, and I... You know, that's not half bad.
Oh my God.
I stare daggers at Cyber Destroyer as I take the bullhead, replace it onto the bull, and mount it as the timer starts dinging.
Oh, fantastic. So match is ended. I think I want to see, because we're gonna hit our break here. This is gonna be the end of the event. Crowd's going wild. But I want to see one last little tidbit from each person. You want to do a wrestling move, if you want to do a work the audience, but I'm gonna tell you what mine to start it off with is Cyber Destroyer feels, like he's got to get something off. He's a star, so he's got to get something off. So he's going to spark coming out of the back of where he's been Proctor controlled, and he's going to pick up Tommy Blaze, and he's going to do that sledgehammer punch that he does. Boom, 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 and toss him from the ring as he looks over at you, Proctor, and that laser zings back and forth. And he's going to stomp from the ring unless you do something to play with him more. And I'm going to go to you, Proctor. what is the little epilogue of the event for you?
I want to work something with Monet out, if that's okay. I think like the cameras are panning back. Proctor goes after the destroyer, and Monet is like, and Princess is going with her, and then there's the cameras come out, and Proctor is putting her chemicals up, just sort of like mad science in the limbic lab is being put up, and Princess comes in. It's like, you're very resourceful, you're very talented, you're useful. And like a stack of Monet bucks goes down and gets pushed towards Proctor. Have you ever thought of starting a grant?
Does that work for you there, Monet? Yeah?
Yeah.
And I think Proctor like takes the money. It's like, are you asking for a tutor? And like there's this sort of like dusky moment, and it's like, remember, sometimes science can be mad. And if Mr. Monet wants to like show up in this, that's perfectly fine.
I think there's actually a picture there. There's a sign of Monet being walked away in chains because he's just been arrested for actually using bribery to get his daughter into college.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is Proctor's face heel turn.
Wonderful. Oh, and so moving over to you then, Garrett. So for Mr. Monet, we're seeing.
I think this is a pre-tape section in the segment. I'm taken out back. I'm taken in the car. They drive me. The police drive along. They stop. The car opens. I climb out of the car. They undo the cuffs, and it's basically reshooting the scene from Daredevil, the last episode of season 1. And it's, we're sorry, everything's ready, sir. And I basically walk into the back of the van and sit down there very much in the same manner the Kingpin did. And the door closes.
Oh, love it. Oh, fantastic. Big Texas, you've won this match. Actually, I think I'll have you wait till last. So, Danger Dan, what's the epilogue out for the end of the match for you? And keep in mind, if you want to do a work the audience or you have a move in there, feel free.
So, Dan's gotten himself back up, and clearly he's going to interfere. He's such a terrible heel. And just then, he catches a Tommy Blaze to the chest. They both go flying. And clearly, this has been worked out in advance, because that could be bad. But this is what he's here for. And everybody cheers, except for the Alabamans who boo.
And I think that this is going to be a do the job for you.
Oh, right. I haven't rolled that yet. But I helped people look cool.
So let's roll that.
Ah, crap. I cannot make that into a win because I rolled a 3. So we both lose one
How much
audience.
do you have?
Well, I have 2 momentum.
Then I can't help you.
Nope. I figured nobody had a spare of like 4 momentum sitting around to fix this.
All right. You're gonna
I
lose.
have 4, but I don't have any I can give you, unfortunately.
Right.
It's fine. When I hit 0 audience, I don't quit. I'm a jobber, so.
Yeah.
That's right. You get an increase, don't you?
Yeah. This is the easiest way for me to advance as a jobber. Just looking bad for the rest of you.
So it ends up. Tommy flies into you, but I don't know. He's not a great wrestler. We've already determined that. So it is so clear that you have to move over to like catch him. He lands weird. There's other stuff going on. So there's really only like 3 Alabamans who are watching, and they start laughing and throwing like their drinks at you and Tommy, and you lose an audience. Does that take you to 0?
It does, yeah.
You get an advance.
And I reset to 1 because I'm a jobber.
And Tommy is like just drenched in soda and beer from these Alabamans. And Big Texas. Focus on you. You're on the bull. They've come out with the Sippy has come out, and she's got the big belt buckle. That's the winner of this match. She's handing it to you. What do we see out of it? Out of you?
So I just want to sort of latently hit the fan base move, which probably should have happened during the match when I hit several of the 10 pluses. But yeah, I just put my bullhorns up, and a whole bunch of the audience starts going moo, moo, as I'm waving the belt high in the air. This is Big Texas's big win. And maybe who's the real top card for the promotion again?
That's Miguel Moranis.
I think Miguel like calls me out in a promo at the end of it. Something along the lines of like, I'll show you what some real rodeo looks like down in Mexico.
There we go.
Probably wearing one of the big
he's got the Matador outfit on.
Yeah, the Matador outfit. Yeah, exactly. With the big red hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I point up at the screen.
Calls you out. And he's got a fan base here too. I mean, it's Texas, so there's the back and forth of the chants and screams, and that is as we end out the event. Randy says, "Thank you everybody for coming out. Remember, we were brought to you by Big Bull Barbecue. Big Bull, no bull here, baby." And the event ends. Fans are happy. You guys get back to the back, and we're going to take a break. That's going to give us, let's take 5 minutes. That's going to give us a good hour to do some things outside of the ring. I think that'll give us a chance to play with the convention. So let's pop back at, little before for half of the hour. All right. See y'all in a few. All right. Wow, that was something. We'll get everybody back here in a moment. Soon as Ryan's back, but we'll go ahead and, as a reminder, anybody who had 4 heat with someone, you're going to gain an audience. Anybody hit 4 audience in this one? Yes, then you're knocking off our 2 4s, as you will become top of the promotion, which kind of works out well in a way, because, and that'll give you an advance, and it'll give some space, since you won't be here with us next time, for other people to come and knock you off. It will be our last one. Gerwin, have you gotten it? You have gotten an advance already in the course of this. You must have.
Yes,
You were already at 4.
Yes, I've got one.
Right? And Barrett, you've obviously gotten at least 1. You've gotten 2. Okay. Do we feel good about that? Do we feel, anybody feel cheated to not have a new advance coming up? Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Ryan, I was saying that if you had 4 heat, you would have gained an audience, which would put you back at 1, I believe.
I mean, it puts me at 2, because when I hit 0, I automatically jump to 1. I think,
oh, nice.
Because jobbers can't sit at 0.
Nice.
No, it's only at the end of the session you jump up to 1.
At the end. Got it. Okay,
yes,
cool.
If
I'm
you're
at
0
1.
at the end of the session, instead of getting fired, you go back up to 1.
Rad.
So you're back to 1. You got an advance. Is that your first advance of the series so far?
It is.
I was asking if anybody felt particularly cheated for only having 1 advance or something. You okay with your 1 advance?
I demand 5 advances. No, 1 seems totally fine, given that my job is to look bad, so you look good.
All right. So cool. That means you get an advance. Greg, you would get an advance as well.
Yes.
You can feel free, either one of you, if you wanted to pick it up here in this middle time. I'm fine with that.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But the bull that bucked the guy into the audience, I am taking as my valet, and they are named Duke.
Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh, good show. Good show. All right.
And at the end of the season, they'll taste delicious.
Yes, you just call it brisket. All right. We are going to we're going to kind of transition to the opportunity to go to this convention. I want to give some space here for us to, if you want to have some moment before we get to the convention, in the drive over, and then we'll have time in the convention. I think we got it. We got an hour. I feel like we could get some things in there. In the on the road segment, you'll see our sheets. You'll see a thing that talks about the conventions. It has some people. I won't be using them, but it has the move with special guest. And the idea of the convention is, if you want to make some extra money, and I can see all of you being up for that, you can, horrible phrase, trade your dignity to earn some cash at a convention. I'm going to give just a really quick little bit of what these conventions are. This particular one is a wrestling and roller derby combined convention. And so it has fans from both sides. There's a whole product room. You know, it's like a game convention in a lot of ways. There's whole product rooms, dealer rooms where they're selling all kinds of things. There are people who will come caused up as their favorite wrestlers. But the main draw are panels and meet and greets and a chance to get autographs. There will be some bigger names, some people who are active wrestlers and doing well. They'll be there. They'll certainly spend some time at the table signing autographs because it's big money. And in a lot of cases, they're charging quite a lot. And they'll sign something for $20, or they'll sell you autographed picture for 30, or you could get a special thing. I mean, some of the top ones are making big money. Then you have some of the others, people who are past their prime, people who were never a great big draw, and they'll be set up in rooms almost just packed table to table, and they're doing this for $5 a pop. There is a real feeling to some of these of sadness. These are, people who, in a lot of cases, are dealing with old injuries. These are, in a lot of cases, people who have had enormous personal troubles. So there's an element of that to it. There are also fans who come who want to get over on these wrestlers, who will, get in there and insult them. And then, of course, there's those that are just who love wrestling and who kind of just genuflect on these wrestlers. And in both cases, it can be a little uncomfortable. So that's sort of the atmosphere we're in. So I'm going to go around the table and let everybody have a chance to do something before we get to the convention, and then we'll do things at the convention. And I'm going to start. I've been always picking on the people at the end, so I'm going to start in the middle, I think. Garwin, what would you like to have as a thing before we get there?
I'd like to actually have a scene with Proctor, if we could.
Absolutely, if that's good with you, Proctor.
Because I think we're going to actually pick up a set of our merch that's been shipped in that we're going to be trying to sell.
That sounds perfect.
All right, frame it up, Garwin, and y'all roleplay.
Okay, so I think there's a long drive down to the UPS depot, and so we're both in the car and going. And as the car goes along, question. Oh, sorry, are we in the car or are we in my RV?
Ooh. I think she has like a U-Haul truck where she keeps all her stuff, so probably your RV would be easiest because we couldn't fit. Princess would be very crammed.
Excellent. So in that case, then I'm driving. So how's the cast turning out for you? Night school working?
It's doing fine. I mean, I miss teaching, but if I get this degree, it'll be more money for the house.
Well, you got your own place. They're mighty expensive these days.
I share an apartment with my girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know.
She doesn't like being dragged into the wrestling business much. She's the reason I have so much of and she makes a pill bottle shake.
Yeah, I know what that can be like. And he casts a sidelong look at Princess in the mirror.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that your daughter is so willing to do this with you, and she's been making excellent grades. If you ever need a letter of recommendation, just let me know. I'll have it ready for you immediately.
Well, funny you should mention that. The applications for the grants are coming up. I was kind of wondering whether you'd help her with it. Well, help us with it. I'm the one that needs help. She's fine.
Oh, trust. They're supposed to send these out with instructions that a person with a 6th grade reading level could do. They throw in so much jargon that even I get confused. And
at this point, Monet's vision is caught by something, and he turns. Hang on. Give me a moment. And he pulls over, opens the door, and at the side of the street, you can see there's a man there in American military uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, soldier. Hey, you just off duty? I go over, I put my hand out. And pleasure to meet you. You're serving at the moment, yeah. Where's your brigade badge, can I ask?
He kind of gets a little nervous looking at you.
So who'd you serve with?
I'm guessing he probably starts mumbling. You want to go? Is that the angle you're working?
I'm going for Stolen Valley here.
Yeah. And he rattles off something, but.
Hey, so you've been deployed. You see, I was with the logistics division myself. I drove trucks.
He'll talk about 2 terms in Afghanistan.
Oh, so you were up at Camp Pillar, up in Grandin Province?
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, in that area, yeah.
Boy, there's no such thing as Camp Pillar. Now take that goddamn uniform off. You don't deserve to wear it.
You could tell he don't like being made, and he's
take that goddamn uniform off. Or do you want me to make you?
And I think Proctor has gotten out of the car at this point. And she's coming over. She like places a hand on. Like it looks like that comforting thing, like the woman should do. And she looks down at the guy's like, "I'd listen to him. I've seen what he can do."
Motherfucker, and he's like taking off the jacket. And he's cussing under his breath. He's starting to back up
and the pants. I said take the uniform off. I didn't say just take the jacket off. You have no right to wear that uniform. Good men, good women have died and bled and suffered. You don't go and just besmirch that. Give me those goddamn pants.
And he's gonna fuck you, buddy, and he's gonna try and start moving.
Fuck you, and I'm gonna run after him.
That's what I figured. I think this is gonna be a real roll.
I think this is a power roll, actually.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Rather than power, there's in the road book. There's something that substitutes power.
Yeah. Real is for say things like if you're kind of in those road rules, like if you were really going to get into a fight. But power would work as well if you're just kind of going in there and manhandling it.
Under the road rules for power, they actually replace it with force.
Yeah.
So 1 second. It's the way of getting what you want outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as much about intimidation as it is about anything else.
Okie doke.
So let's try this. So that would be a 6. I will bump that up to a 10.
Woo. Alrighty. Is this... I'm looking here. Is this with the deal with it move, or...
This is the deal with it move.
All right. So you're going to get what you want. Gain 1 momentum, or ask a leading question about the situation.
Okay. Who caught me on camera doing this?
I think you pulled over on a pretty busy street. Actually, you're pretty close to that to the UPS place. So, you know, you're in town. And I think as you look around, you see there's a couple of folks who have their cell phones out watching this. And you hear one of them kind of go, That's Mr. Monet and Proctor Sparks. They're pro wrestlers. They're hassling that veteran.
Are they actually saying that to me, or
no? They're saying it to each other.
Okay.
They're filming. You can see, you know, as you look back over, you kind of hear that. Actually, Proctor, I think you hear that. I think Monet is in the moment with this guy. I think Proctor, you're the one who hears them say that.
And I will walk over. It's like the guy was malingering. He was a faker. He's not a real veteran. He's using that to try and drum up support for his panhandling.
I think this sounds like you're trying to be calm and reasonable, but you could also be trying to be convincing. So you could choose if you're either using work or look.
I will go with look.
All right.
That is an 8.
All right. I'll give you a hard choice here.
I'm going to say, my parents have been taking a lot of interest in my wrestling work. Would they know about this too?
As in, would this get on their radar if you're cut out?
Yeah, like it's a hard choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Here's the choice. They're going to believe what you say because you've got a success on it. They're going to believe it. But your choice here is you can either try to get them to erase this. If you do so, this is a moment where you could get your face out there. I mean, this could be good publicity because they're going to write in there, here they were standing up somebody who's faking being a veteran, which could give you all good press.
I will risk the good press.
Okay, so you're going to let him. So as they nod, they're like, you're kidding. What kind of dirtbag does that?
And I'll start going into like how the VA has not been served, it functions badly as it is now. Just if we're trying to not serve those who really serve the country, how can we say that we're true Americans? Just launch into a speech as Mr. Monet is pulling pants off of some guy.
Right. Monet is standing over this guy and he's fine, whatever. And he's pulled off that whole uniform. He's there in his boxer shorts. He goes over and he's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. He picks up his bag he's got. He's stomping away if you let him.
You want to see crazy. You want to see crazy.
Princess,
I've seen crazy.
Daddy.
I've seen crazy. I've seen my friends have their limbs blown off. I've been in the trenches at night when fucking insurgents are launching RP fucking G's into us.
And Princess is
in the cargo fields.
Daddy,
and
calm down.
I'm trying to get the cameras like down. Okay, this was fun for a while. No more filming.
And Princess is trying to calm me, and she's worried. You could see she's worried.
And I think at this point he's having an attack.
All right.
We haven't visited the pharmacist yet after the last one.
That's very true.
This is like, if it's okay, I wanted Princess to have been coming to me a bit for this because, I have these prescriptions. Maybe I could have called someone in, and it's not Valium. It's close.
I think that, I think that she can tell, she knows your triggers. She's going to have looked over at you, Proctor, and you could see on her face, she's scared. She's, she's worried that this is about to go very badly.
Yeah. So I will definitely use some of that Xanax that I got from my girlfriend.
So you head over, and I think we're gonna fade.
Yeah.
As we see, Princess talking to you, Monet. It's just take it, Daddy. Just take it. It's gonna be okay. I think we'll fade on that. Ooh, intense. Ooh. All right. Greg, what do we have from Big Texas? What would you like to see?
So I think we've arrived in Houston, where Big Texas has actually spent a whole lot of time. And Big Texas has hitched up Duke in his little, those little trailers that they've got. He's somehow configured something so he can pull it on his motorcycle, or maybe he's bought a truck. Who knows? But he's started drinking and remembers that
Danger Dan has a truck if you want to.
Oh, fantastic. That works out perfectly. So so he's started drinking a little bit and goes over and finds Danger Dan because he needs his truck. He's like, Dan, I never told you. Good job in the rodeo last week. Or last night, rather.
You too. Honored to do some bull riding with you, even if it's mechanical.
Oh. See, I You came to the rodeos, right? That was you?
Oh, yeah. Big fans. My sister made me promise that I'd get you to sign something before I come home. I don't think she'll let me in otherwise.
Oh, shit. What do you want me to sign?
I will immediately search my person for something that can be signed.
Oh, you want me to sign the side of your truck?
Yes, please?
All right. So, yeah, he'll have like some gigantic, stupid Sharpie and signs really drunkenly the side of your truck. Oh, danger, danger, Dale. Hey, do you want to go drinking tonight?
It's Dan. Yeah, sure.
I love it. Yeah, the truck's worth less now. Um,
So y'all heading out partying?
yeah, I wanted to hit the party move because it's just so good. And I think on the under level here, I think Big Texas has a lot of respect for Danger Dan because Danger Dan is just legit a better wrestler than he is. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So I'm guessing you've been to Houston. You know, you'd have been to Houston plenty of times. Is it where you live though? Is it?
No, no, he's from Cut and Shoot, Texas. That's a real place.
Ah. But you've been to Houston plenty of times. You going somewhere that you're known? Or are you trying to go somewhere where people aren't going to bother you?
Definitely going someplace I'm known because, I mean, we've got to
Excellent.
have a good time. I just had a big night winning the match, so.
All right. You get there, and you know, as you come in, Dan, I mean, he's kind of a celebrity to these folks. This is
It's kind of a celebrity to me.
Oh, they've got pictures up of rodeo stars, and you actually see there's a picture of Texas up on the wall here. You see that there are like steins that are people's individual ones, and like printed on them, embossed on them are like the belt buckles that they've won. And so some of them have like 3 or 4 buckles on them. As he comes in, bartender's like, Texas, huh? And he'll bring down one of the steins. You'll see several of the buckles on it, and again filling it up. And at least to begin with, I mean, it's like a homecoming sort of party. People are happy to see you. I want to get the roll off to see though what happens. So this is a time to party. Roll with your lowest stat.
All right, my lowest stat is work. I'm terrible at wrestling. Here we go. Oh no, that's a 2.
Oh. Do you see the time to party?
Oh yes, I'd be lying if this isn't exactly what I wanted to happen.
Then you're picking 2 negatives.
Are we doing the I pick 1 negative and you pick 1 negative? Or...
Yeah, let's do that. I kind of like that.
I will take well, I don't know. Is Maya Amor really an X?
I don't know, but I think
Yeah.
it could if you want to have something happen there, it could sort of fix because it could complicate your life. So if you want to play with that, that's something you could do.
I'm going to take actually I'm interested. I lose control of the situation and I lose heat with Danger Dan. I think I do something that kind of upsets you, Danger Dan.
What is
I'm
that?
not your hero anymore.
Dan, what do you see? What is as this night's progressing, and it sounds like Texas is getting probably sloppy. What do you see?
I think my answer sort of depends on if I need to roll this move myself or if I'm okay.
You're going to have your own opportunity to do your thing.
Sweet.
So you're not going to have to.
Okay. In that case, I think it's the fact that he started out kind of drunk and he's just getting real sloppy through the night. And I'm like, but you're my hero. I wanted to, like maybe talk to you or something. And instead, you're just completely a mess. Like,
I'm like passed out in a chair at one point. And you have to
yeah,
wake me
I
up kind
probably
of
have to
thing.
carry him back to my truck or
Oof.
something.
Oh, love it. Okay, you lose the heat there, and I think I'm gonna choose. You lose financial discipline. These folks are talking you up, and you need to be the big man, the big Texas. And Dan, as you're watching, he's like spent all his cash buying shots for people. Then he's brought out the credit card. I mean, it by the end of the night when you're hauling him away and you see as he kind of scrawls his name across the printout from the credit card, $780. He tips a big solid 200 on top of it. He's dropped probably $1,200-$1,300 in this bar tonight.
And I mean, I'm an aspiring accountant. I know that he can't do that. His finances do not support that sort of lifestyle. Although I appreciate that he is leaving a good tip instead of stiffing the hardworking people at this bar.
And so I'm guessing you get back in the truck and begin driving back to where y'all are staying. Probably in between snores, Big Texas is like mumbling deep in the heart of Texas.
You're the best, Dan. You're the best. You're a good driver.
and so you get home. And I'm going to go over to you, Ferret, and then we'll end with you, Danger Dan. Proctor Sparks, what do we see in this lead up to the convention? And, it can be, we have a couple of days before the convention if you want.
I think, well, I'm going to see if, well, I don't know. I think I want to go call home to my supportive loved ones. I'm going to call my dad.
Nice. I think then we could do that as a kind of going home. And we've had that they weren't delighted by this, right?
My mom is not. My dad sort of understands to a degree.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is a fairly interesting move. I'm kind of glad we're doing it because we haven't had a chance to before. I think that I think we'll go with the supportive end of this one.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to ask you a question. You can erase an injury box.
And do I choose the question they ask?
No, I think I am. I'm just giving them a quick look.
Gotcha.
Your dad's been, excited, wanting to hear how it's been, and he's chipper up on this, but you're getting an undercurrent of something may not quite be right. And he's like, well, I'm going to put your mother on. Mom's had a rough couple of weeks here. The weather's changed, and it's just been. She got a little cold, a little touch of the pneumonia. She's doing fine though, but she wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you.
Put her on.
She's hoarse, and you can tell kind of out of breath as she's talking to you.
Is it bronchitis, Mama? I've heard it's been going around.
It's this change of weather. Doctor says I'll be fine. They've given me the antibiotics.
And you called Leon, right? You got her second opinion? That's my girlfriend, I'm thinking.
And what's their opinion on that?
They're fine. Like, as long they're very, they're from Oak Ridge, the progressive
Gotcha.
part of Tennessee. So yeah.
Okay. She's like, I did. She's such a dear. I think she misses you a lot, though.
If she misses me, maybe she could tell me herself sometimes.
Well, sweetie, you did just run off and join the circus.
We talked about that, and Mama, it's if she, if she had asked me to stay, if she had been direct and asked me to stay, I probably would have.
Would you, sweetie?
Yeah, if she would right now ask me to marry her, I'd quit this entire promotion. I'd become a housewife.
You know I'd love for you to be married. Now, we spent a lot of money on your degree. I don't know about a housewife, but
Mama, when I say housewife, I mean I'd clean the house. You taught me well. I'd still be teaching.
Sweetie, I think that you should really consider. She's a doctor, honey. She's not going to sit around and wait forever.
Ooh, well, I'll make sure I call her after this. And thank you, Mama. I hope you get better.
Thank you, sweetie. You be careful. I hear that wrestling can be dangerous.
And I'll think back to Kid A. Yeah, sometimes it can get a bit interesting.
You know your dad saw you on the internet.
What?
Yes. Saw you and some Mr. Monet. You were standing up for America. He was so proud.
Well, you guys taught me that no matter what our family looks like, no matter what we do, we're all American, and I'm going to stand up for the country I believe in.
That's my sweet girl. And she's going to start kind of coughing, and a few moments later, your dad, oh, she's these little coughing fits. Sweetie, I saw you on the internet. Oh, I was so happy. That Mr. Monet, he seems like a swell guy.
Oh, he is. And, his daughter could even tutor me in some things. I'm working with her. She's actually getting me back into my piano practice.
Oh, that's marvelous. He's what they call the heel, right?
Yes. And I may be doing a heel change with him. I'm going to be, I'm not sure about the new name, but I'm thinking something to represent my heritage.
Oh, that would be nice, sweetie. They say on all of the shoot channels that the heels are what carry a promotion.
Thanks, Dad. I love you, Dad.
Love you, sweet girl. And I think that, yeah. Go ahead.
And after that, she'll stare at the phone number of her girlfriend for a long time and then just text, doing well, call later.
Love it. Love it. And Ryan, Danger Dan, got a couple of days. What's Danger Dan up to?
I'm sort of torn because there's a bunch of these I like. I also really like the negatives on Time to Party, although I don't think I'm a big enough name to get all that much bad heat off of it. I think I'd like to do In the Car.
Okay.
Or like Calling Home, sort of. But we just did a Call Home. I don't want to double up on everything.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, it's up to you. Which would you, if you want to do a Calling Home, and you could have I think your family's, we've seen very supportive. Or we could do a car scene, or even a sensei scene merged with a car scene. If you wanted to be with like one of our MPWs, I don't know if anyone can sensei you in the party. Well, maybe. I think we might have somebody with a 3, don't we?
Proctor's got the only 3.
Right, so there's a thought there. But we could do a car with anybody, both MPW or PC. What you think?
I think I want to do it in the car with Sex Bomb, because she's also mostly carrying people who are not very good wrestlers.
I like that.
Not directly calling out Big Texas here, but also directly calling out Big Texas here.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you frame. What do you think's got the two of you in the car together? What are y'all doing? You going out to like catch a movie, or is it something you're just going to enjoy yourself, or is it something to do with the business, or are you just giving her a ride because she needs to get somewhere?
Probably giving a ride partly because I'm apparently the designated driver of this promotion, and also I've got a truck that I've been driving along with that means that I can actually bring someone along with me. I am not helping her buy stuff on Big Texas's credit card. He needs an adult when it comes to that. I'm calling out the chat. I think we probably are just like trying to go, catch a movie or something where it's, let's go be regular people for a minute, and
And she, even when she's going out as a regular person, is dressed to the nines. I mean, the makeup's flawless. The hair's done. She tends towards big hair. She's got those, just like painted on black jeans. It's Texas, so she has on some flashy boots with the silver inlay. And she's wearing a tight top, but it's like a cowboy shirt tight top. That makes you look dang good, be walking there with such an attractive lady.
Even though I look very out of place, given that my dress gown is like, lumberjack chic flannel and jeans and work boots, but different work boots than the ones I use in the ring sometimes.
And she's like, sweetie, I really appreciate this. Sometimes I've just got to get away from all the shit going on back at the hotel. And no offense, but you're someone who, like, the wrestling doesn't just like take over your life.
Yeah, I love them, but sometimes you just need a little bit of a break.
And I'm rooming with Amaya, and she is a handful. And Big Texas keeps coming over. He stumbled in drunk the other night, and I'll tell you something. You ever hear bulls fucking? I have.
Dan just looks like he really wishes he was not here, not hearing this. Like, oh no, TMI. But
I will say, though, his nickname is well earned.
So hey, is it a right or a left up here? I don't know Houston.
She looks around. She goes, oh, turn left up here. We're going to go to the Majestic. This is one of the oldest theaters in the town. They play some of the old favorites, and I think they're going to be playing Gone with the Wind. No, that's too long. They're doing Sunset Strip, and I love that movie. I have always thought that I could be a Norma Desmond.
I haven't seen it myself, but I'm sure you could. Oh, you could probably play whatever role you wanted.
She smiles. Ain't you the sweetest? And so y'all drive on up. Is there anything? I feel like I'm kind of having her dominate conversation. Anything you're wanting to bring up as you talk?
I think I guess maybe actually angling into Sensei a smidge. I don't know. I'm not sure what her stat line would be. But looking for some advice about ways to, kind of help carry this promotion without stealing spotlight. Because I know that she is great with spotlight, but she's also good at making people look good. And that second part is my whole job.
Why don't we roll the in the car and see how well your relationship's working? This is with heat. You're going to have a +1.
Okay. Whoa, that's 10. Ha.
Oh, nice. You're going to gain a heat with them for, how that works. And you could brainstorm, the two of you are talking together, and she sounds like she's willing to maybe help you get ahead. Trying, maybe sitting in the background ain't enough, Dan. You've got talent. You just need to work a little bit on how you enter the ring, how you make the people. I mean, you've been fairly good at getting people to hate you, but you just don't have and she reaches up, she kind of squeezes your cheek. You're just not a heel face, I'll tell you.
No, playing a heel was so weird, but I mean, it works. Yeah, whatever makes the rest look good.
And as you're talking with her, if you're accepting her mentorship, you can move your look up and another stat down if you want.
Well, my goodness. I think I will trade my look and power then, so that I'm still bad at them, but in different degrees.
Okay. And why don't we say, when we come around next week, she's pushing to give you an angle. And so maybe we'll get that chance to try. We're going to try and end out, since that'll be our last one. We'll give you that chance to see if maybe you want to go on as a wrestler and move out of that jobber, or if you're going to be able to use this to get that accounting job you've been really wanting. Sound good?
That sounds rad, yeah.
And y'all watch the movie. Sunset Boulevard is, of course, an amazing movie. I'm a huge fan of Sunset Boulevard. But you'll see something in her, and this will be kind of our ending picture. As it's finishing, and she's there, she's speaking those lines with Norma Desmond. She's coming down that stairway. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. And as she's watching, you see a tear come down. And even underneath the makeup, you can see she's not a young woman anymore. And Norma Desmond suddenly in this moment means a whole different thing to her. And that's, I think, where we'll close that scene. So we're going to hit the convention. Like I say, it's a big, we've got the convention here, and there's the promotions that have been putting on shows all around. We've got a bunch of wrestlers here. This is a huge convention. We've got a roller derby rink set up in one of the areas. We've got a wrestling ring set up in one of the areas. So they're having some matches. They're having some roller matches as well. The groups, the fans, there's some crossover, but not a ton. But kind of, for the most part, the talent isn't really intermingling too much. So there's a real feel of almost separate cons there. And there are well over 100 wrestlers of varying degrees. The big name that's here, it's Texas, and the Rattlesnake is coming to have a speech. Stone Cold Steve Austin is here, going to be on a panel. Is actually going to do an exhibition match. It's, he's the big draw of this one. But we've got, quite a few wrestlers in this area. For those of you who don't have an enormous amount of wrestling knowledge, that's perfectly fine. We can, as we're going through here, you can just kind of give me an idea. If you want to kind of interact with a wrestler, you can even just give me like a 2-word blurb or something about them. I'm willing to bet that between me and a couple others on here, we can come up with a wrestler that fits. I'm going to start. I think I'll start with you, Ferret. Oh no, Greg, I haven't started with you. You've always gotten to be stuck in the middle. I started with Garwood last time. Let's start with you. What are you doing here in the con? And that could be, you could have any little scene of interacting or whatever, and then all of us will roll the our dignity roll at the con.
So I think Big Texas has brought Duke to the convention, much to the chagrin of security and a whole bunch of people saying that like it violates the food code because they're like serving food and you can't have the animal. But I think Big Texas is pulling anyone's ear that will listen about how Stone Cold Steve Austin is not a real Texan and he is the real Texas.
Oh,
and he's gone. He's sold out. And probably trying to drum up some heat probably won't go all that well because rolling plus real is Big Texas's worst thing. But yeah, so that's what Big Texas is doing. And
all right. I think I would like for us to roll a deal with it with your reel as you're trying to call out the Texas rattlesnake himself at his con. And by the way, I want to ask, how have you felt since you realized how much money you spent at that bar?
Absolutely terrible. Because I didn't have a lot of money to spend to begin with because I bought Duke. And yeah, now I've got to like get some money somehow. So I'm trying to pull myself up with the only way I know.
This could do it. This could hit you, get some big heat. All right, roll it. With that
here we go. That's a 2. And that's the last we heard of Big Texas. Never seen again.
I think it gets around that you've been bad-mouthed Stone Cold. And, enough that the rumors are coming around. And they've got screens up in the con where they'll occasionally put something up. Everybody will look up there and listen. And I think you're roaming around the con. People coming up, you're shaking hands, doing a little press of the flesh before you hit your booth. And we see popping up on the screen Stone Cold being interviewed, and he's going through different things, talking about happy to be here and, lovely Houston, feel like I'm back home sort of thing. And someone talking with the interviewer goes, well, Mr. Austin, I wonder, have you heard that Big Texas, Big Texas Hodge been calling you out? What? Big Texas saying you're not the real. What? I said Big Texas. What? Big Texas. Who the hell is that? There's only one Big Texas. The rattlesnake. And he just dismisses you out of hand. You get that's a nobody. And I think you're going to lose an audience. I want to hear, what is it that you're doing with your special guest? How are you trading off your legacy to earn some cash?
Oh, me?
Mm.
So I think that I've found that I can't leverage the wrestling all that much, but there are some bull riding people who have recognized who I am and are asking for signatures on like their belt buckles or happen to have like, I don't know what, like hats, memorabilia or something from my time in the rodeo.
Oh, I like that. Do you have some merch that even has some of like your buckled stuff? So you do a little crossover merch?
Yeah.
I like that.
Shirts with the belt buckles, but it's like the championship belt for wrestling, but it has like a rodeo buckle on it.
Let's see how that goes. Roll would work. Keep in mind, you ain't playing. If you got any momentum, this may be the moment
Yep.
to spend it.
Oh, actually, I don't need to. I just. Oh, well, yes, I do. Yes, I do, because it's -2. So I will spend it to get my 10.
Excellent. You choose 3.
I'm going to choose that I don't give away something valuable, like my dignity.
Mm.
I earn enough to not have to do this again soon. I definitely need that one. And the event, actually, no, I catch wind of a beneficial booking. I think Texas is going to move on to a different promotion, maybe.
I like that. Since you're not going to be here next time, I think that as your this con's wearing down, guy comes walking up to you, and he can hardly walk. I mean, he's just moving along. Looks rough. But you recognize him. This is the legend. It's Terry Funk.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Texas hardcore legend.
Okay, fantastic.
We'll place this in a time where he's just retired out. As he comes up, he says, Texas.
Yeah.
Reaches out his hand to you. Here you're working with that Gauntlet League.
I am.
You know, I go and do some shows around. Don't get in the ring much anymore. I've done my 30 seconds retirement, and it might be time to hang up the boots. I still try to get out there and make a little here and there. I could use somebody big, somebody who could help. Feel like traveling around Texas?
It'll be awfully convenient to be staying close to home.
I am sad to say we also go to Oklahoma every once in a while.
Oh, well. Wouldn't be heaven without a little bit of hell. So I'm in.
He takes your hand and says, all right, we'll start going next month. I can guarantee you, $1,000 a night.
After $300 for Duke's food, that's pretty good.
All right. I'm going to scoot over to you now, Proctor. And we got 15 minutes left, so I'm going to try. I want everybody to get something in, but, hard frame, and I'm leaving that framing to you.
I think that Proctor has been going around finding peace between the Derby girls and the females of the wrestling group, like finding some of the older members of the Real Glow, some of the retired members of that, like setting up like this cross match between the Derby girls and the wrestling women, and just I'm trying to work social media presence by just the powerful women of wrestling, the amazing women of Derby together at last for one day only. Come down.
Sorry, I was muted. Love it. That's absolutely fantastic. And
got us 12.
Woohoo! So you're gonna get to pick 3.
For my legacy, or
what you were rolling? I'm sorry. What were you rolling?
I was rolling social media presence.
Oh, I got you. Okay, sorry. Work the media circuit, social media presence. There we are. So you're rolling knowledge. So you got it connects. You count as having +1 audience at the top of the next episode. So you'll be at 3. You get the best of both worlds. You'll be at 3, but you count for 4 for over the top.
Yep.
And you start with the momentum for that audience rating. If it takes you +4, you take top spot. Make the overmove. Go back to your normal audience after creative checks the audience. Excellent.
Yeah, and I think after that, I'm just peddling my science wares and hoping everything goes well.
And I think I like the idea of the glow those original glows. I think we've got what is it, Big Bad Mama? What that?
Big Bad Mama was one. Matilda Mahan. Yeah.
Oh, she was. The Russian was probably my favorite.
Oh God! And I like Little Egypt. I hated what happened to her at the end.
But I as a kid in the 80s, I had this whole I loved the shtick of was it Natasha? What was it? No, it wasn't Natasha.
I think it was Natasha actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
I loved her shtick. Oh, I loved her shtick.
Well.
All right. But I think they're coming up, and you get this kind of feeling of a little community. They really respect how the ladies are getting out there and getting recognized. And so there's some pictures taken that get across media of you with the glow ladies and stuff like that. And let's roll that. That
would be the 2.
Oh.
And I think what happens is it seems it comes off cheap because people know I'm changing gimmicks and I'm selling stuff as Proctor Sparks, not my new identity.
Nice. Very nice. And yeah, I think you even have like these 2 teens who come over and they start hassling you about it. You know, you're selling us this. You're not even Proctor anymore. This is shit.
Oh yeah, but not since we have so little time. I'll take it bravely.
Love it, Gerwin. What do we see at the con from you?
I think I've been anxious. I've been looking around like I'm expecting someone. Not necessarily a very big person, but I'm looking around and all of a sudden a shadow falls over the desk. A picture drops down. And how much for a signature, boy? Sorry, how much for a signature, soldier? And I look up, and there, almost backlit against the lights in the room, is the governor. Is Mr. Jesse Ventura.
Oh. And he's definitely, he's been selling all his books and probably talking crazy on a panel or 2. But how do you react?
I stand up and I go to attention. I break character, and
he'll probably, he'll give you a quick one, but kind of that no need to salute me now sort of thing. It's that, it's the respect given back sort of thing.
And I will hold my hand out. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir, Mr. Governor. Sorry, it's a pleasure. Let me get the vibes right. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Governor.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I think that I don't think I'm going to do a roll. I think it's just going to be, there's a weird connection that hits you. Both of you come from a background that's similar. He's obviously traveled a road that's been considerably different. But the way you're approaching him really plays to what he likes. And he's going to spend a few minutes there at your table and, trade a few stories with you. And that's gonna bring in those folks. You're going to get pictures taken. I think I'm going to give you a +1 on your roll when you do your special guest.
Thank you.
I like that.
Would you like me to make that roll now?
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
That would be a 9. Let me just check the move for a second.
Certainly.
I have to remember which window I've got it in because I've just looked up Jesse Ventura.
Okay. So, 7 to 9. You're going to get to choose one off a list.
Okay. Okay, I'll push it up. I will push it up to 10 with 1 momentum.
So you're going to get 3 off there.
Okay. So I leave feeling good. I don't. I make enough money so I don't have to do this again.
That's nice.
and I catch wind of a beneficial booking. The booking isn't for me. I ask a favor of the governor to see if he can get Princess into one of the universities in Minnesota.
He'll tell you that he's more than happy to write a letter of recommendation for you.
Thank you.
I like that. But what did you give away valuable?
I think while we were up there, we actually were approached by an injured soldier. No, actually, I think Princess sees me ask him for that recommendation. So Princess now thinks that I'm trying to get rid of her.
Ooh. Oh, I love it. That will definitely play into what we'll do next week then. As I think you don't see, but the camera does, her looking over and this kind of look of almost betrayal. And she turns around and runs off. And I think that's going to be good because we'll have Candy back next time, and so I think we could see some play with all of that. I think that's going to be cool. Does that sound good? Is that satisfying?
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
Excellent. And Ryan, Danger Dan, what are you doing here at the con?
I mean, partly being starstruck because there's some big names around here, but mostly just working at like the Gauntlet League wrestling table. I don't have my own table. I'm not important, but I can sell just like Gauntlet League t-shirts, and every now and again someone's like, "Oh, you're Dan. Could you sign my shirt?" And I'm like, "Dan."
Are you even
Why?
charging for yours?
No, why would I charge for that? I'm just delighted that they remembered my name.
And Behemoth's given you, told you could take a little commission off everything sold here. So you're like getting a buck for everything coming off the table. I like that. I'm going to give, we're last 5 minutes, but I'm going to give everybody, try to give a little 5 minutes. So I think I'm going to have a moment as you're there at the table, and comes walking up this guy, and he is pale white. I mean, almost pinky baby white. His hair bleached white, and he's wearing this powder blue t-shirt and powder blue long spandex. And this is one of the monkeys. The ultimate jobber tag team of all time. The monkeys lost in federations across the world. The monkeys got their ass beaten in some of the largest arenas. The monkeys took bumps from giants and from superstars. And he comes over and he's like, "Danger Dan, I've seen your work on the internet."
You've seen my work? Really? I'm a huge fan.
You've got it. You've got it. It's all about being able to, well, you got to make them look good. I saw when you had to move over and catch that Blaze guy. Brilliant. I saw when you fail. It looked like your teeth were about to be rattled out. That's first-rate ass beatings. Buddy, you have a future as a loser. How does that make you feel? I mean, and he's kind of, trying to build it up, and he goes on at length. But it's basically telling you, you are great at being garbage.
Yeah, I mean, beyond touched that he can cite moments from my career, like he's actually been watching my shows. I didn't figure anybody watched enough to notice that I was a recurring person in the show. But I didn't intend to have a future as a loser. And I'm like, yes, I'm great at this. It would be fun to, like, just go back to teaching in the dojo or something, or be an accountant, not get beaten up for the rest of my life. That takes the wind out of me a little.
And, after what Sex Bomb has said to you, is there a part of you that says, maybe being the loser isn't what I want?
Yeah, I think there's a little small part of me going, but I could carry these kids, to say the name of a move or something, while also having my own gimmick, instead of just being that's a uniform, I guess? I don't know what's going on here. Look.
Excellent. And as he leaves and the con comes to its end, you and Behemoth are counting, you're counting up the take, and Behemoth standing over you,
Got my little reading glasses on.
Yeah, furrowing his brow in confusion as you count. Why don't you roll that special guest? And you'll be rolling with your work, so you're quite good at it.
That's only a 9, but that's respectable, I suppose.
Do you want to spend a momentum to take it up to that 10?
I do have momentum. I will spend momentum.
There you go. So you're going to get 3 off that list. You see your list?
Yes.
Okay.
I say as I accidentally scroll away from it. Now I see the list. I'm gonna say that I don't give away something valuable because, I got a little bit of a boost out of there. People clearly watching my action in the matches.
Mm-hmm.
I earn enough not to have to do this again soon because I wasn't expecting to make much, but I got a little side income. That's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, I think that was sold pretty well at the table.
And I think I catch wind of a beneficial booking, but the event does not leave me feeling good because I have a future as a loser in this promotion.
I think you do get that hint at the beneficial booking, because as this is coming to an end, Sex Bomb, you see over there talking to Behemoth. And just at the edge, you hear her say, I'm telling you, either Dan goes in tag teaming with me, or these boots are made for walking. And that's how we're going to end this session of GLW Road Show. We're right at time, but if folks have maybe 10 minutes, I wouldn't mind just doing a quick wishes and maybe hit a star, mainly because, and Greg, feel free in your wishes thing to kind of give a wrap up of what you've thought of the 3 sessions you've had. But for our other 3, I'm really wanting to think, just hit kind of what we want to see for that last one. I am going to, I believe, do the last one as an event. We're going to start with arriving at the place and have a hotel scene. Then we're going to have the event, but I want to intersperse that event with a lot of stuff backstage. So that's going to be a lot of our real, out of character or with things going on stuff will be backstage. Our event is going to hit more I want to hit a match for everyone. I want everyone to have a chance to get in there and mix it up. But we'll have I want to have a lot of that emotion be in the backstage area. So, thinking with that in mind, and we will have a bit out of the event as well, so you can plan a little of that. We're going to start with wishes. Ryan, what's your wishes going forward?
I think my main one is Candy Rocks going to be back next time? I think so. I would like to have at least a moment with her, given that we seem to be backstage buds. She wants me to do better, and I think that she's pretty rad and can be an excellent wrestler as she continues.
Cool. I think Candy's going to be in high demand next time, and that'll be good. Paul always first rate. He can carry a scene. Good wish. Greg, anything you'd like to say about the whole series? And I'll open up. You can even, you can thorn in there for it rather than wish. But as the series went, what'd you think of it? What'd you think how it's run? How'd you think of the game?
Oh, it's fantastic. Don't really have any thorns. I wish I could be here next week, but I can't. And I love the on the road. I know we've all hit this note at some point. I guess I wish it was like a longer run or structured so that you were going back and forth. Just more time to let those things breathe, because when they do, it's so beautiful. But the on the road does not stand all by itself very well, because the wrestling part of it really is what drives that, and it's a bit like Night Witches. Well, I haven't actually gotten to play Night Witches yet, but that's sort of this particular portion drives this portion and back and forth. And as this is sort of an add-on, props to you, Tyler, for making that sing really well and seeing where those can go back and forth, and everyone for buying into that whole concept.
Can I ask an opinion? Do you think it would work better structurally? Do you think it should be a 4-hour game where you could do kind of a split 2-hour? Do you think it would be better to have a off-the-road wrestling match, off-the-road wrestling match as sessions? Have them be exclusively set? What do you think would be a good solution?
I don't think it would work well without wrestling at some point in every session. People's opinions on that can differ completely. I don't think there's enough in on the road to, if you were just playing on the road, I don't know if there's enough to really sing. You'd have to, I don't know. I'd have to look through the moves again to see if that would work. Mm-hmm. But they all feel very supplementary and not enough to do a whole game session with.
Do you think maybe longer gameplay?
Maybe longer gameplay would help, although 3-hour sessions really does feel complete by the end of it. So okay. I think in general, how we did it was great. I think what we did this episode, where we switched it up with the wrestling at the front end and then more on the road at the end, going back and forth between those really does
that
work.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much. I'll hit these questions with everyone else next session, but I wanted to hear your opinion since we wouldn't have you next time. Gerwin, wishes.
Well, I've got a few. I'd like to resolve the what's happening between me and Princess. I want to go out either on a high or a crashing, burning, terrible low. The whole meh. Let's not do that. Let's go one of the extremes either way. I'd also like to actually have some time to bring in the wider family if I could.
Okay.
Because there's a whole thing with his daughter's birthday that we've not touched on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to get Roxy involved in that stuff as well.
Cool. I think we will definitely try and make sure that gets pushed and played with. We will definitely try and make that time. Cool. Thank you very much. Barrett, wishes.
I would like the next match to happen in Tennessee somewhere, be it Memphis, Oak Ridge, Knoxville, any podunk place from where I'm from, because we seem to be doing a good Southern tour right now.
Maybe we'll do Gatlinburg. That's a nice.
That would be. It's beautiful and it's cheap. It's wonderful.
I wholeheartedly agree. All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Now we're going to do. My wishes. I wish you were going to be back with us, Greg. I know you can't be, but I'm going to miss you. I always love playing with you, and thank you so much for being here. So there's a wish. I wish I was a little better at managing time on this. There's something about WWW that I'm usually pretty good on time, but it's always leading over. And I do wish somewhere in there that I wish I could find that perfect balance. That's going to take practice of the road and the thing. But I'm happy to be in the struggle. So there's my wishes. Ferret, your stars.
Oh, stars to Mr. Monet for being the heeliest heel that ever it's the sliminess of your character versus the beauty of him out of character is so wonderful. Danger Dan. Oh, you're trying so hard and you're doing so well, but do you want to do well in this? And Big Tux, we finally did it, and you went out with a bang. And I probably would have killed you next time anyway, but everyone was so good. And Tyler, thank you for running this. Thank you for making it like emotionally investing in wrestling, which I know what you're supposed. You're doing what wrestling's supposed to do. I want more.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so very much. Gerwin, stars.
First of all, to Ferret, thank you for stopping me winning that match. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The absolute right move was for Big Texas to win. But, you know, the heel has to come in at the end and have that sudden reversal. If there's not that low, you don't get that high. So, thank you. And, again, the evolution of your character. I'm so interested to see where this is going now. Proctor Sparks has been an adversary for a while. It's going to be interesting to see what we can do together. Oh, yes, it is. I need to work on a better laugh. Oh, I'm apparently a bit evil. Greg, I'm really sorry I didn't get more time to actually play with Big Tex. That match last week was spot on, and the fact that we had to keep on pushing back your big gimmick match, I'm so happy we got it out there tonight. And thank you for the good grace with which you allowed me to actually muck about with that with my heel moves and the like. And Dan, oh Dan, Danger Dan. Hopefully next week we'll find out why I can't remember your name. But no, you've been a star this entire time. You've been playing that person that's the competent, the reliable one, the one who just gets on and does the job. And, you know, in a lot of people, when they come into this, they play the jobber as someone who's frustrated with doing that. They're frustrated with always losing. They want to be more, and they're trying to get out of that. And actually seeing someone who's playing it to the hilt as that's their job. And only now, 3 sessions later, it's, well, is there more for me? That's a wonder to behold.
Excellent.
And what last? I've still got another start again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give away.
Tyler, and unless you want me to actually not give you a star. I'm sorry. Nope. Too late. I play by a different set. No, I won't do that. I've loved this. I've loved the on the road stuff. I've loved the balance. I've loved the fact that we are at the absolute bottom level. I love the fact that we've only actually had one video package in the entire 3 sessions so far. I love the fact that we're doing high schools, we're doing conventions, we're doing barbecue places in the open air. I've said this over the last few weeks, but this is a lot of what I wanted to see in worldwide wrestling. I've been a wrestling fan for years, but it's not just necessarily the stuff that goes in the ring. I'm interested in the stories that go outside and all the things that go on in it. And the fact that, yes, these are performers, but these performers are people. They're not just the characters. And yeah, this feeds directly into that. And thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Greg, stars.
Stars all around. Ferret, the calling home scene. This is sort of a star to you and Tyler. Like, that's so heart-wrenching and sweet and adorable, and I loved every moment of it. It was like calling home to my parents. Except they don't have pneumonia, they're fine. But yeah, no, it was really sweet. It was and Ferret, you always drive towards this really high emotional level that is gorgeous. I love it. Gerwin, you hard frame your characters into the worst situations. I admire that so much. I want that ability to be mine, because you just, and it makes me love Mr. Monet so much. Mr. Monet is my favorite character from this promotion. Mr. Monet should totally go on to the big leagues and buy out all of the managers. I love Mr. Monet. And a lot of that is because you continually pull down the worst circumstances on your character, and I love it. And speaking of the worst circumstances, Ryan Danger Dan is Gerwin already said a whole lot of what I was going to say, but I've looked at all of the playbooks in this, and I've always skipped over the jobber because I'm like, I don't see what this playbook does. I don't understand what this character is for. Part of that's because I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I get it now, and I get it because of you. The jobber is fantastic. When you hit zero audience, you're just like, no, they're not going to fire me. They can't fire me. That's brilliant. And you drive it in the most interesting ways, and you sell the biggest bumps, and I love it. Tyler, this is my first like long play Worldwide Wrestling. I'm also playing Ladies World Wrestling, but we're still doing On the Road. I'm hesitant now to play this game without the on the road stuff, because I just don't see how you would get the same depth of character constantly only doing the wrestling. I really enjoy the wrestling part of it. It's great as a one shot, but longer term play, because of you and because of Ferret, I don't see running this game without these things. So big props to that. You know I love playing with you, Tyler. I'll jump in any game that you're running if I'm available. So thank you all. I loved it so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Greg. And Ryan, stars.
I will echo what Greg said. Star to you for running this, because I'll play anything you run, but I was like, heck yeah. Tyler knows wrestling. Tyler knows good games. I will play this. And it's been great. Also, any chance for you to play a bunch of NPCs that you have to do the voices for is great, because you keep pulling out these awesome voices. And I'm always, why, yes, of course. Tyler's like, yeah, pneumonia-ridden little old lady sort of thing. That sounds adorable. I guess my biggest star goes to Mr. Monet, because if I only saw it in the ring, he would still be my absolute favorite heel. I'm mad that I can't go watch actual wrestling with Mr. Monet in it now. But there's such a contrast between in the ring and out of the ring that I love that you've got that range to do him so differently and still so clearly the same character. And I want to give him a hug in therapy so bad, and I can't. And Big Texas is awesome. I hate him, and I love him, and I don't really do the love to hate, but he is such a great character to hate on. And my star mainly is for that completely absurd King of the Hill promotion. When I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck? We're doing that. We need to do that so bad. It's great. and Proctor Sparks, I never have any idea what you're going to do when you resurface. And that like doubled down even more, where it's, yeah, I'm pulling out a Texas Instruments calculator to overthrow Texas. And what the heck? It was great. And then Cyber Destroyer appears. You're like, oh yeah, I control Cyber Destroyer. I'm like, well, okay, that's an angle now. And I totally buy it every time. And she's just a complete wild card. And then heel turn. I was going, I have no idea what is coming out of her at any moment. It's awesome. I enjoy all of this wrestling, and I want to do it a lot more. And I wish these were longer sessions and more of them.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My stars, first off, I'm going to echo that this on the road is really super neat. Adam, you did a lovely job with it. It's really very interesting, and it adds a whole lot of depth to this game. I love WWW, but adding that road stuff in really does make a difference. It really, even if I'm going to go, my next month run is going to be more heavily in the ring, it's still going to have elements of the road in it. I think it's needed. Ryan, I'm loving Danger Dan all about him. I'm really interested to see the resolution. I'm interested to see when there is the brash ring within reach, what the choice is going to be. I think it's going to be super cool. Greg, I adore you. You know, I love being, anytime we can game together, I love it. Loved Big Texas. You went in with this, I mean, just larger than life character, and yet you showed some really interesting, fun vulnerabilities throughout this thing. I liked the drunkenness that ended up happening. The choices you made there, I think, was really neat. I kind of liked the sort of shy, but sure, man, thing with Amaya. I think that was really interesting. There's been a lot, just gem after gem with Big Texas. Thank you so much for playing. Gerwin, you know, I can't say more than everyone said. Mr. Monet is a superstar. That's a hell of a character. And you're playing it perfectly to the hilt. The dichotomy of the character. I love Princess in there. There is so many strings of emotion, that character. It's lovely. And I always enjoy playing with you because you have a good knowledge of the wrestling, but you have a good knowledge of what the wrestling means as well, what wrestling means. And that always comes through. And that's so nice. And, you know, it's interesting. I've seen you play a technician. This is no technician. And it's interesting to see you could bring something to a character that is so authentic, no matter what angle you're going with. And that's lovely. I love playing with you. Barrett, this has been, I love Proctor Sparks. I think that character is super cool. And I am super excited to see Mad Scientist Sparks. I'm very interested to see where this heel turn goes. And I think that's going to be a fun bit to wrap up this arc. I also want to see if the bug has bit Sparks. If wrestling is the life that she really wants. And I kind of want to see us come to that head with the girlfriend at home. The emotion you're bringing into this is so good and so real. And that's, yeah, I think that we're going to have a wonderful chance. Lord, let me keep these things on pace next time so I can get everybody's wonderful stuff in.
Can I have a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So thank y'all all for playing. Thank you, Nathan and Adam, for putting together this wonderful game for us to play. And folks at home, if you've enjoyed it, well, watch more.